So I'm sitting here with Jason Winter, one of our new agents, although not new to the business, and very excited to kind of introduce you to some of our friends and family out there, as well as I know you've got a lot of your people out there that you've been working with over the years. So Jason, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I've been in real estate. We're coming on my 6th year here now, and I've had good success. I've really enjoyed the career path that I've chosen. Now kind of where I'm headed my business is a growth model, and kind of want to take what I've done to this point and kind of try something new. So very excited about the kind of fresh opportunity we have here.
Sure.
And the partnership that we can build.
Yeah, well, I'm excited. I mean, obviously, Jason grew a successful team, basically was one of the top agents in the Dayton area. And it's exciting to me that now with eXp having that ability with our platform to collaborate with top agents out there, it's pretty exciting what's going to happen in the future and the growth that I see happening with you. So tell me a little bit about, is there a specialty that you're working in the business?
So over the past several years, I've done a little bit of everything because I do enjoy pretty much every piece of real estate. I've specialized mostly in residential sales, done a little bit in the commercial side of things, and then I've really enjoyed and want to expand a little bit more into the investor portfolios and rental properties, things of that nature. So I've been blessed in having opportunities across the board.
Right.
But mostly my specialization is in buying and selling with first-time home buyers.
Sure.
From the simple entry-level home to maybe your dream house. So
that's great. Well, I know you've had a lot of experience in all those different facets. And are you originally from the Dayton area?
Yeah, pretty much. I was originally born in Chicago, but when I was about 5, my family moved out here for work, and so grew up in Troy. Have lived in Huber Heights for probably about the last 13, 14 years now, and that's where I currently reside. So pretty familiar with the Dayton market.
Right, and you have 2 children?
2 boys, 6 and 8 years old currently.
Oh, that's great.
Keep me on my feet.
I bet that is. Well, that's great. So Jason, when you're not working, and I know you work a lot, where would people find you? What are you doing when you're not out there working?
So kids take up a lot of time, obviously. So taking and doing things with them. But then as a personal interest, I enjoy riding my motorcycle and I have a few moments to myself. And then if I can get out on the golf course, I definitely will try to do so. So those are a few of my hobbies and interests.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
2 of the things I should spend more time, although my wife would probably kill me if I was riding the motorcycle without having the skills.
Wear your helmet, people. You'll be fine.
That's right. Good stuff. So do you have, if you're talking to the audience out there, do you have any buyer tips? I mean, it's a tough buyer's market right now, kind of swinging back towards that seller's market. Do you have any buyer tips that you'd want to kind of get out there?
Yeah, I'd say first and foremost, the most important thing about buying a home is putting your financial plan in place. A lot of people worry and stress about where the interest rates are on a day-to-day rate, and it is something that you need to factor in, but you really need to purchase a home based on your financial set of circumstances, whether that interest rate is, what your monthly payments are going to be, making sure that you're putting yourself on sound financial footing moving forward. And I think a lot of people get lost in what's happening in the world right now, but everyone needs a place to live. And my goal, and I think what we try to do as real estate agents, is put people in the best place for them. It's not about what else is going on, but developing that financial plan, I think, is the most important thing.
You made a good point there. Sometimes, what's good for everybody isn't good for the individual. I mean, my father had a 17.5% interest rate, and that was good for him at the time because he needed to get something for the family when we were moving back from Chicago as well. So that's a good point. When you look at the opportunities with home ownership today, a lot of people are a little concerned that the market is kind of hot. There's less inventory out there. Sellers are getting a little bit higher price than what maybe they would if there was a lot of inventory on the market, just due to principles and economics with supply and demand. But one of the things, and we talked about this in the past, is that real estate is such a huge hedge against inflation.
Absolutely.
And I think that's one of the other things that people have to realize in this market is that, even though you might be buying a little bit on the higher end, it's going to be a lot better than having your money in the bank or paying rent for a rental.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you look at a lot of people right now are looking at renting a property. Rents are going up, and they have been going up for years, and they're becoming very difficult, just an entry-level rental property. And if you look at what your expenditure is going to be on a rental property, I mean, it makes sense to purchase a house.
Sure.
I mean, you're going to save money, you're going to build equity, you are building wealth and a financial future. So I think that all ties into the financial plan part of things. It's still a wise idea to purchase a home if you can, if it fits into your budget and your financial plan.
Sure. Dave Ramsey said, save your money and buy real estate. And I think Grant Cardone is leverage yourself and buy real estate. There's a common theme there with all of those is buy real estate. That's not a bad thing. And of course, we're here to help you buy real estate. But any other tips for sellers or anything like that you can think of that you want to share?
Yeah, I mean, selling, the biggest concern is where you're going to go to next. I mean, that's the question I get everywhere I go with every seller. I'd say it's a wonderful time to sell because there's just not a lot of houses out there. The biggest problem that we have with most of our buyer clients is there's nothing to sell them. They're ready, willing, and able. They have their financial plan in place. They're waiting for your property to be on market, right?
Yeah.
So if you're interested in selling, you need to reach out to someone and have that conversation because there's a lot of things we can do to make sure that you transition to your next living location, your next home, whatever. There's plenty of options.
Absolutely, yeah. And keep in mind too that, this is a great time to sell. If you're, we're essentially in that beginning of the year, and the more you go into the year, the more inventory that comes up, that you're going to be having more competition to compete with. So, well, thanks a lot for sitting down with us and allowing us to introduce you. We're super excited that you're part of the, AGA team and the EXP family, and couldn't be more thrilled about that. Look forward to seeing your growth in the future.
Well, thanks so much. I'm excited to be here.
Great.